You've heard the words CPI, PPI, core, hot inflation print, sticky inflation. The Fed is fighting inflation, or maybe winning, or maybe losing. Markets move violently on these reports. But what are they actually measuring, and why does Wall Street care so much about them? In the next 4 minutes, you'll understand exactly what inflation is, how it's measured, why CPI and PPI tell different stories, and why a single inflation report can move trillions of dollars in market value. Let's start with the basics. Inflation is the rate at which prices rise over time. When inflation is 2%, things cost 2% more this year than last year. When inflation is 6%, your money buys 6% less than it did a year ago. The Federal Reserve targets 2% inflation as the level that's healthy for the economy. Too low and the economy stagnates. Too high and your purchasing power erodes. But measuring inflation isn't simple. Different goods have different prices. Some prices change daily. Others change slowly. So we need standardized measures. The two that matter most to markets are CPI and PPI. CPI stands for Consumer Price Index. It measures the prices that you, the consumer, pay for stuff. The Bureau of Labor Statistics tracks the prices of roughly 80,000 specific items every month. Groceries, gasoline, rent, clothing, healthcare, restaurant meals. They weight each category based on how much the average American spends on it. The result is one number that captures how expensive life is getting for consumers. CPI is reported monthly, usually in the second week, and comes in two flavors. The month-over-month number tells you how prices changed in the last 30 days. The year-over-year number tells you how prices changed over the last 12 months. Markets watch both, but they especially focus on whether the number came in higher or lower than expected. PPI stands for Producer Price Index. It measures the prices that producers, manufacturers, and wholesalers charge for their goods before they reach you. Think of it as the price of stuff at the factory gate, not the price at the store. The same Bureau of Labor Statistics publishes PPI monthly, usually the day before or after CPI. Why does PPI matter if you don't pay it directly? Because producer prices are a leading indicator. When wholesale prices rise, those costs eventually pass through to consumers. A hot PPI report today often means a hot CPI report next month. Wall Street watches PPI to predict where CPI is heading. Both reports include a headline number and a core number. The headline number includes everything. The core number strips out food and energy prices because those are volatile and can move sharply on short-term supply shocks. Economists prefer core inflation for understanding the underlying trend. The Fed prefers core inflation when setting policy. But the headline number is what affects your wallet directly. Now here's why markets care so violently about these reports. The Federal Reserve sets interest rates based largely on inflation. If inflation runs hot, the Fed keeps rates high to slow the economy and bring prices down. High rates hurt stock valuations and make bonds more attractive. If inflation cools, the Fed can cut rates, which generally helps stocks. So when CPI or PPI comes in hotter than expected, traders immediately reprice the odds of Fed rate decisions. Stocks fall. Bond yields rise, sometimes dramatically. The reverse is also true. A cool inflation print means rate cuts come sooner. Stocks rally. Bond yields fall. It's that direct. So when you see a headline saying CPI came in hotter than expected, or wholesale inflation jumped, now you know what's actually happening. The data is telling us where prices are headed. The market is telling us what it thinks the Fed will do about it. And the gap between expectation and reality is where the volatility lives. That's CPI and PPI. Two reports, one story. And the story is always about what the Fed does next. For our coverage of recent inflation prints and what they mean for your portfolio, check out our daily market recaps. We cover the days the markets actually move, typically a few times a week, more when things get wild. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. We'll see you next time.